Welcome to the Copy Club. We are your go-to spot for all things marketing and copywriting. Whether you're a pro, you're just getting started, we've got your back with tips and tricks, a whole lot of fun, right? So here each week we chat about how to make your words work harder for you. Think catchy headlines, killer CTAs, everything in between, guys. So I'm Daiki. I'm here with my co-host Josker and Zero, right? So we're your guide
Yo,
through this world of copywriting, that strategies that sell. So grab a coffee, get comfy, turn those ideas into actions together. All right, guys. So here with us today, we have. All right, here with us today, we have our man, Ayman Talukder. You've been copywriting for 9 months. He's 17. He's got 5 clients in total, and that costs about 9.5K, guys. I wish I could have 5 clients to get 9.5K.
Pleasure's
So,
all mine,
hey
bro.
man, glad to
It's
have you on the
good
podcast,
to
brother.
network with all my fellow copywriters. It's a fun experience. First time doing podcasts and stuff. And thanks for the intro.
All right, so yeah, so let me
Sure. Yeah,
just
sure.
get into some questions real quick, right? So I've seen your profile picture. You're looking a bit jacked,
Yeah,
bro.
thanks,
So
man.
is it
Appreciate
you
it.
in there?
Yeah, it's
Is it
me.
you?
Gotta stay sharp in my work and in my body. Yeah, it's me.
Yeah.
So, the thing is that I'm not that, I'm quite new in the lifting space. About like, 5 or 6 months in total. And the thing is that I've stopped working out for a bit just to focus on my work. Counterintuitive, but it worked for me. So yeah, back in the grind now.
You do like calisthenics, so you just go in there and just
The thing
like
is that
pick
I'm
up
not really
anything,
into
like just
calisthenics
savage it,
or
you know?
anything. I just go in there, lift the weights for a couple hours, and that's pretty much it. Really, not that much, not that much planning and stuff. Just go in there with my bros and stuff and lift. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, man. Tell us a bit more about your journey as a copywriter. How life was back then compared to now, and what struggles you faced
Hmm.
on your way to your first client.
The thing is that life really did change a lot because let me tell you a little bit about myself. Um, I was broke as, most people nowadays. Broke school student, like
Yeah,
How does this
15,
happen?
yeah,
16, just going to school, not paying attention in class, not really a good student in a teacher's eye. Always the rebellious in the class, not doing my homeworks and stuff.
yeah, man.
Yeah, not doing the homeworks and
exactly
stuff.
like me.
Because the thing is that
Exactly like me.
uh, at one time,
Yeah, I know
there was
that
a
see
time
those like
when I thought
yeah,
that the studying and stuff will, get me rich. But the more I grew up, the more I looked around, the more I experienced the real world, I figured out that the jobs and stuff really don't make you rich. They don't make you successful. They just make you, what do you say? They just make you look good in front of other people. Because the thing is that our society nowadays have gotten indoctrinated like a way that they think if you do some jobs and stuff like doctors and engineers, you're the successful man in the family. That's what they think. So when I debunked this idea of success, I started looking for ways to, make real money to get real successful. So it's really changed a lot in my life because back I was broke and now I'm doing quite good for myself and for my family. So it's kind of nice, to change up. It's quite good. And the struggles I faced with my first client,
yeah, man.
it's a funny story because some I read in some of the books, it said that provide free value. So providing free value, sorry, my English is not that good. So let me tell you
No, it's
something.
fine.
Providing free
Yeah,
value to the people who don't have the capability to understand or comprehend the value of a product, they will never pay you. That's the reason. Because when I first started out, I kept outreaching to everyone, every guy, girl I saw on Instagram, on YouTube. I just kept reaching out to everyone, not judging them by their success or how much money are they making. So I just kept reaching out to everyone. back then I thought that just mass outreach will get me clients, but that's not the case really, because I worked with free clients, provided them value and stuff, but at the end of the day, the response was, "We don't have any money right now, or we will get you in a couple of months." But a couple of months never come by. That was a problem. That was one of the struggles I faced a lot while growing up. So yeah, that was quite a experience, that we learn a lot.
So what did you do before copywriting? Were you in any
Hmm.
other profession such as drop
Yeah, the
shipping,
thing
affiliate
is that
marketing, or anything like that?
there in the 2021, everyone knew who Andrew Tate was, right? So one day I came home from school. I
Exactly.
turned on YouTube as always, and then saw some bald guy talking about making money and stuff. So it piqued my curiosity a little bit. So I tried and researched it a little bit and saw that he had a course selling stuff and making money about it. So I naturally became curious.
Right.
Not
So
necessarily,
you
because
learned
the
with the
thing
real
was,
world.
I was broke, dead as broke. I didn't have $50 to spend on the real world. So what I did was, as the internet is, you can get anything for pretty much free. So I kept digging and digging and found the real world courses for free. Then I started looking into them. So I started looking into them. I tried
Ah,
everything, drop shipping, SMMA, everything. But the thing was that in drop shipping and in SMMA, in both categories, you need experience in copywriting, and yeah, you
you
need
require
require
money.
money, and also you need to learn how to sell stuff. So one day I tried all this stuff, but there was this section called copywriting. I didn't know what copywriting was. I got into it, watched a couple of videos, and then really figured it out that making money is basically taking money from other people and taking their money ethically means they have to give it to me, and I have to convince them to give me their money. And the only way to do that is to learn copywriting and persuade them to give their money to me. That's how I really came by to learn about copywriting. That was the first introduction to me to the real world. And after that, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. So
No, you were saying something.
the real world course is really not that in depth about copywriting. It's basically this guy telling you about going in Fiverr and then posting your stuff, which was really, we all know that Fiverr really isn't the place for the new guys. It's for the old guys. The guys who grew up are always the guys who are in
Yeah.
top in Fiverr. They will always get the clients, not the guys in the bottom. So I started looking for different ways to make this copywriting thing,
Yeah.
and then I searched on YouTube, found Tyson's channel. That's where the copywriting journey really did, because this is the time that I really took this thing seriously. You know, that's how it got started. Yeah.
Right. Right. So did Tyson have
Hmm.
any hand in your success? If not, who was
So
behind your
the thing
copywriting
about Tyson
success?
is, yeah, I there is some credit yeah, I can give him some credit, because if I didn't really found him out, I wouldn't have gotten this far, because I wouldn't know what copywriting is. Because in the real world course, I just got a vague idea of copywriting was, but after watching Tyson's channel, I got a bit in depth with it. But I wouldn't give him full credit, because, to be honest, none of his methods worked for me. That's the thing. He preaches a lot of things. He tries to sell you on his stuff, but his free stuff really didn't work for me. That was the thing. And if you want to know who had the hand in success in hand in my success, I will really give the credit to Alex Hormozi, because in his videos, in his books, he teaches you everything about sales, marketing, and putting everything. He teaches you everything. So my credit really goes to Alex Hormozi. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right, right. So speaking of books, what books would you recommend to
Someone
someone
who's
who's just
starting
starting
out,
out as a copywriter?
definitely seven-figure marketing guide. That's a book that really helped me get a head start, because this book really shows you how to do the copywriting. It holds your hand and shows you how to do it. Unlike most books that will tell you to a bit of vague stuff, the seven-figure marketing copy really grabs over your hand and writes the copy with you. That's the best I could describe it.
Right. So seven-figure
Yeah,
marketing
it's a book that I
is
would
the best
recommend
book
to
you would
the
recommend.
beginners, but it's not the best. It's for the beginners and stuff.
So if you were to have like a top five
Top five
books, what
books.
would you recommend?
If it's about copywriting, then my top five recommendations are the best five I've read was 100 Million Offers by Alex, and then Seven Figure Marketing Guide. Then take their money. Yeah, take their money.
You can add in
And
some.
then I would give the Boron Letters. It's by Gary Halbert. The Boron Letters. And lastly, I would give the 48 Laws of Power. This is another great book that really helped me get my
Oh,
talking a bit of powerful at talk. It helped me get better at talking and getting people to do stuff. It really teaches you how to control people with your words. You know, that's why it's a really powerful book.
I see. So like persuasion.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting. Very interesting.
So you've been
Uh-huh.
So
copywriting for a while now. So what would you say is like your favorite copywriting formula framework? You know, Tyson has these frameworks, these structures. You know, there's AIDA, the attention, interest, desire, action, the different frameworks. Like, do you have any you use, or do you think those frameworks
Hmm.
are like
So
just
talking about
trash?
frameworks, there are some principles. I wouldn't say frameworks, but I would say principles. I follow principles because the thing is that copywriting, the art of
All
persuasion,
right.
is really old, like 700 years old at this point. Because from back then, people really talked their way
Wow.
out of life. That's how they did stuff back then. So the principles I follow is AIDA. It is basically attention, grab their attention. I is for interest, grab their interest. D is for
All
the
right.
desires, you know what they desire. And A for action, you need to make them do some stuff.
Yep.
So that's the principles I follow when I write copy.
That is the
Basically,
only
yeah,
right.
because
principle.
all of my copies follow the same principles. Copies, everything, all the copies are same, man. They follow the same principle. They have one goal is to make you do something, and in order to make you do something, they grab your attention. They talk about your interests, and they talk about your desires. Then they tell you to do the stuff, and you'll be convinced to do it. That's how copy really works.
So
Right.
that's
So
very
Uh
good.
huh.
speaking of principles, what outreach
Hmm.
method did you use to get your first client? And how hard it was? How long did it
That's a
take?
great question.
Tell us the story.
So if you really want to know the first client, the free one that I worked for, that was quite a funny one in my opinion because let me tell you, Tyson teaches to outreach on Instagram, use bait and switch and stuff. But the thing is that yeah, story replies, bait and
Yes,
switch
the
and
story
everything.
Yep.
replies.
But the thing is that they're business owners, right? They have their own business. They know how to sell to people. They sell people on the regular basis. They have more experience than you and me. So they see right
Yep.
through any bait and switch, and they hate it. They hate it because it you know it shows some neediness to it. Because yeah, let me just give you an example. Daiki gave put something up on his story, like his shoes and stuff, his Jordans, his Air Nike Forces or something, and I commented, "Nice shoes, bro." He'll be like, "Yo, this guy likes my shoes. He liked my story. He must be genuine, you know." And then when you try to sell him something, you say, "Hey, I have this basketball I want to sell. Do you want to buy it?" Then he'll think that, oh, he just complimented me for to sell me stuff. I know that Tyson talked about this thing, this specific thing, but he also told that you should wait a couple days. But really, it doesn't really matter because waiting a couple days just shows that you're making a fool out of them. You think that they'll notice that you are using bait and switch. That's why you waited, but they'll see right through you. That's why they hate it. So when I was getting my first client,
Mm.
I was doing
Yes,
mass outreach, outreaching 20 to 30 people a day. Hey, that's nice. Yeah, cold emails. No, cold email, not cold
cold
emails.
emails.
Instagram stories. Yeah, Instagram stories. So
Cold
this
DMs.
guy, yeah, it's a funny story. This guy once
Right.
a story about him falling down the stairs and his cat watching it. So I told him, haha, the cat doesn't give a shit about you because you fall down the stairs. The guy instantly replied to me and said, I don't have I don't have any interest of what you're selling or anything. Don't use this bait and switch ever again, and don't message me again. Then he blocked me. So it was quite an experience because it really taught me that people
Yo,
do hate the bait and switch. They really do hate it. So after that, I never tried to do the bait and switch, and I stuck to the email, cold email directly from them. So when I got my first client, it was in the Instagram DMs. Yeah, I used the bait and switch, got the replies, waited a couple days, waited like 2 weeks in total to get them to work. So when I sent them a video DM, video of talking me and some, yeah, not long video, but a
Yes.
selfie video,
Loom video.
saying that hey, I'm a copywriter, I can do this, and yeah, blah 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 and stuff. I sent it to them. They said, yeah, I don't have any funds for that. Don't have this. I don't have that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then I offered them free work. Mind this that this was like when I got 3 months in, 3 or 4 months in. So I really didn't have any good knowledge about copywriting. So I worked for them, gave them like four emails, and maybe a product description. I don't remember. So I gave them that, and I highly that they used it because they told me that we send the email to some people, but it didn't work that well because I really don't think they sent it to them because I was subscribed to the newsletter and I didn't get any emails. So when they saw my emails, they instantly recognized it and thought that this copy is shit. It won't really work for me. But I have talked to this guy for a long time, and I don't really want to be rude with him. So that's why they told me that, oh, we send it to them and they said blah blah blah. I'll contact you in a couple months when I have funds. But that couple months never came by. So that was the
Yes.
first client experience I had. Kind of embarrassing at the point because if I was good at the time, they would have hired me. But I wasn't that good. In fact, I wasn't even 1% as good as I am now. And let me tell you, I'm not that good even now. I'm, half decent, just enough to get by. Not even, not even close to the goats. That's the thing.
Right. Right.
yo,
Right. Right. So how long did it take for you to get that first client, and the first client that paid you money, and how did
That's
you
a really
feel
good
when you
question
got
because
paid?
it was really a life-changing moment. The first one I got was after, I stopped listening to Tyson. I stopped listening to what he taught, how he told to do the work, because for months it really didn't work for me. It wasted a lot of time in my life. So I went to ChatGPT and searched for some copywriting books. Then Alex 100 million offers came up. I read that book. Then Russell Brunson's .com secrets, and I followed exactly what it said. Did exactly what it said. Then I outreached to email. Okay, I outreached through email. I wrote them copy and outreached to them. And it wasn't really any story emails or anything. I just wrote the copy, pasted the link. I said that hey, this is I write something for you. Hope you like it. Hope it makes money for you. And I sent it. So after doing it for like a month or two, I got my first paying client. He paid me around 2K. So that was really a life-changing moment for me, because it gave me hope that I can really make this thing work. It helped me show my parents that it really works. Working and making money online really works. Because for a long time, my parents really didn't trust me. I told them to wait and wait and wait, because they always told me to study hard because they wanted me to become some doctor and stuff. But I really didn't want to go. Yeah, I didn't want to go that way.
Right.
So I
Exactly.
really wanted to prove my parents that I can really do something in my life. And this was really a turning point because after that, my parents really didn't care what I became because they saw that their son is doing well with his life. So it was really a life changing moment. Got made my parents die at this age, so that's really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. Interesting. Very interesting. So, so, what did you first buy for yourself and for your
Hmm.
parents or anyone that you cared about? What was the first object that you bought for yourself
Yeah,
or your
that's
or someone
something I
that you
really
cared
like to
about?
talk about. First thing I bought was two watches because the thing is that I'm really into watches and stuff. So I bought two watches, one for me and one
Oh,
for my dad. So
yeah,
yeah, that's what I first bought with my money. My mom was like, "Why did you buy these expensive watches and stuff?" I was like,
average.
"It doesn't really matter at this point, because I can really make this." It was like
How much was it?
each was like 20K in my country, 20K each, so like 40K in total. In my country, that would be in like, yeah, what,
Right. So 20K in
350,
Taka.
$400 total, probably.
Wow, on watches.
Yeah,
Right.
about two sequels. Yeah,
So
most
around
close to it.
50,000 Indian currency.
It was like, yeah, 2 to 300 at max.
Okay. So continue. How did your
Yeah,
parents feel, etc. when you
they
bought
first
these
didn't
watches?
believe me because not everyone thinks that on the online one works. They didn't know that. Yeah, they didn't believe me because they thought, oh,
Exactly.
well, where did you get the money to buy this stuff, the expensive watches and stuff? Where did you get the money to buy it? Then I showed them the bank statements and everything. They still didn't believe it. I showed them the screenshots of the emails I sent
Hmm.
of the guy and me talking on the phone, all the stuff. After that, they were a bit skeptical, but at this point, they really don't care, you know, how I make it. As long as I make it, that's pretty much it. Yeah, of course,
Legally.
of
That
course.
must have been a
The
moment
thing
of
is that
pride.
for every man on this planet, they have an ambition to pay for their family, to make something good out of the family, to be the man of the house, and that was the feeling that I got. Be the man of the house. I got to retire my parents. They're living happily now.
Yes.
They don't have to work anymore. I don't have to work that hard. It's pretty much good for everyone. It's a really proud feeling that I get every day. But I'm still on the grind. But I'm still grinding.
R-
Yeah.
How many hours did you work in? How the first day, the first week, the first month, and how many hours do you work now? And what consists of your timetable? Like,
Uh-huh.
what do you work when you work? Imagine you work
Yeah,
eight
that's a
hours.
good
What do
question
you do in those
because
eight
most
hours?
people don't really have a productive day. They don't really know what productivity is. So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example you already relate to. You know the Tyson server, yeah? Most people do. So the people in the Tyson server, when I was active in the community, I'm not really active now because I don't really use my phone too much or social medias on anything. So I'm not really active here. But when I started out, I saw people there for like 8, 12 hours. Same guy, talking and talking and talking all day, every day, for like a month or two. I saw this guy every day, chatting on the Discord for 8 to 12 hours every day. One thing that went through my mind is
Hmm.
this guy isn't really making any money, not even close. Because this guy thinks that he's being productive, he's learning stuff by chatting to other people, but that's not the case. That's really not the case. Because the thing is that the Tyson server is full of, let me say, people that really don't know much about copywriting. That's
They don't make
the
any
best I
money.
could explain. Because the thing is that the people in the Tyson server, they watch a couple of his videos and they think that they know something about copywriting. So they hop on the Discord and try to, talk and act like they know stuff. So that was the thing. So they thought that this was making them money, this was productive work, but it really wasn't. Let me tell you what productive work really is. So my, so you asked me what I did for my 8 hours, 12 hours a day. when I started out, when I was in the Discord server, I really don't take that time, that couple of months when I listened to Tyson. I really don't think that part of my life was really making about money. I really don't think that as the start of my journey. I really forgot that because I didn't learn anything from it. I didn't make anything from it. After I quit that place, that was the time I started my journey. So I will talk from there. So when I started out for 2 months, because it took
Right.
me like 2 months to get my client. So for the 2 months, I kept practicing. 8 hours a day, it was practicing as in read books and analyze their copy. Analyze others' copy and use that analysis to make my copy better. So that was pretty much all the day, all the work I did all day, every day. That was pretty much it. Pretty much it. I read books, I analyzed copy, and I implemented those analytics in my copy. That's the only way. That's the only way that worked for me, and I'm 1,000% sure that it would also work for you if you really put in the work.
Awesome.
Right. So
I'm
stealing
not
stealing
really,
copy is the way
yeah,
to go.
I'm not
Stealing
really, it's
stealing
not
from
really
others people's
stealing
copy.
because you're not, using the same line and copy and pasting it.
You're not
Yeah,
copying
It's
it's not
it's
someone.
this way.
taking
Let me just
inspiration.
tell you something.
It's taking inspiration.
If you say the secret to getting six pack abs, right? This is a headline. If you just use the secret to and replace the six pack abs to make 10K online, that's a completely new headline for another niche. The secret to making six pack, the secret to getting
Yes.
six pack abs to the secret to making 10K online. So that's how you really steal, quote unquote, steal copy. That's how you analyze the copy. That's just the basic thing I
Right.
taught you, but there's a lot into it. So yeah, that steal the copy as they say.
So it's okay to steal copy as
Yeah,
long
it
as you're not
the thing
copy
is you can copy
pasting.
and paste
You're
if
making
it
your own
matches the
edits.
flow. You can copy and paste everything. It doesn't matter as long as the match flows. You know the thing about copy is
All
it
right.
really needs to flow like water. No stucking in between, no confusion because the second you confuse the reader, they will click off the page because it's how we're built. How we're designed right now. The attention span
Yeah.
of a single person is like
Yeah.
lower than goldfish at this point, 8 seconds or 10 seconds. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's it's very low.
Not
yeah.
even
That's the
eight
thing.
seconds. It's
If
more
they
like
get distracted,
two
if they,
seconds.
yeah, if they
I
get
heard it was
distracted
like
for
I heard it was
even a
like
little bit, they'll get off your page. And if they don't read to the end, your copy doesn't matter. That's the thing. So if you, yeah, yeah.
so you shouldn't
Exactly.
be
If you want to, steal their copy, use it and in such a way that it really flows like water. That's the thing.
Like that.
Yeah,
The
you're
user
right.
will
You're
notice that
right.
and they
That
just click
yeah,
on.
you're on point of
What's the
this
use?
topic because reading it out really makes a difference. Because reading in your mind and reading through your mouth really makes a difference. Because when you're reading it out, you can really hear what you say. So you can really make it flow better.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's
It
the
has
thing.
to be like a
You're like talking to
conversation.
some friends, someone familiar. That's how you write a copy. You just don't talk like a stranger in the copy. That's pretty much.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, man.
So,
So,
Uh,
yeah, from all the things that you have talked about, so what do you think is the most important thing for copywriter to
hmm.
possess to become
This,
successful?
yeah,
I was about to
this
ask
is
the
a
same thing.
great question because most copywriters, the quote unquote copywriters, the ones who started, really don't know what they need to learn. Most people who start nowadays either watch Cardinal Mason's video or Tyson's video. These are the two big guys in copywriting YouTube right now. So people really follow these two guys. The method they just follow their methods. In reality, the most important quality a copywriter really needs to learn is persuasion to talk and make people work. That's the only, that's the, majority of copywriting, that's pretty much it. That's like 80 to 90% of the work right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
you're right. You
if you
definitely need
can,
to do that.
if you can make people
Yeah.
do some stuff by your words, then you can't really do anything at all. If you tell me to do write some, I don't know, if you tell me to bring a glass of water and something, and I think that why did he say it to me like that? He could have said me something else, like, "Hey, can you please bring me a glass of water? I'm really thirsty." I'll bring a glass of water to you because it works differently that way. So persuasion is really a key element in copywriting. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
that's true. Yeah, and you can also use that in every aspect of life. So persuasion is a
Yeah, that's the thing.
must skill
Persuasion is really
you
important.
need to learn. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. So now I've heard of a copywriter called Joe Sugarman. I don't know if you guys know him. I think he's dead now though. He has this kind of copywriting process where he at first gathers all the info he can about a product, like pain points and all that. I think we all know about that. Then he does what he calls like incubation, which is like, doing other stuff that's not copywriting. He says like that way his subconscious can do some like cooking, like so it works for him. Like that process works for him. So his subconscious can like just like think automatically while he's not thinking about it. So when it is time for him to put down something on paper, he's in a better position mentally than if he just gathered the information and started just writing immediately. So it's automatically cooking while he's doing something else. So that was the ritual he had, the copywriting process he had, things he did before he started writing down on paper. So do you have
Yeah,
any
so when you
rituals?
told me,
What is
this is
your
something
copywriting process?
exactly what
What
I
is your
do.
cooking process?
Because the thing is that I discovered it quite a couple of months ago, and I was doing some research while, to get some stuff going in my head for this interview, for this podcast. I saw a video of Mohammed, it's a YouTuber. He talked about the same stuff you told me. So he talked about the same stuff of the subconscious stuff
Wow.
working and working. This is the exact thing I use when I write. So when I write, first I just write
Yeah.
some shit up, write anything up, some stuff about the product and write it up. After that, I let it write for like 10, 15 minutes
Okay.
and I just leave it right there and go for a walk.
All right.
Yeah, go for a walk, 10, 15 minutes, go for a walk.
So you
Don't even think about the copy, chilling with the friends, have a glass of juice, anything, just to ease my mind, from the copy and work. And
yeah.
after 10, 15 minutes, I
Yeah.
came back to
Yeah.
on writing, and then, I can see that this can go better in other ways. I can say this line in another way better. That will work better. So this is the thought process that goes in my mind when I'm writing the copy. The thing you told me, the subconscious,
All
it
right.
really works. That's how we're built. That's how the human mind works.
Yeah.
Our subconscious mind really does more than our mind that we're using to talk right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So it's been working very good
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you,
yeah.
actually. You use
I
it
use
on
it
a
on
daily basis.
pretty much everything, because it really works. It really works. It works on everything because your subconscious mind knows more than your actual mind that we're using to talk right now.
Yeah, man.
All right.
All right,
So,
Ayman. We are running a little
Uh,
low on time here. So last question. What was the best
hmm.
advice you've ever
If you
received?
want to, if you want to know what the best advice I got, I have to give you two of the best advice I got. So one was from the book Seven Figure Marketing Guide. I read this one there, that give a man a fish and you will feed him for a day. Teach a man how to fish and you can sell him on fishing gear. This is one of the key advice I've got because it really helped me to sell on people. The analogy behind this quote is that people are really relying on first information they get. Let me tell you something. If you teach someone, if you teach a client that copywriting is a thing, it helps to make money, and you are the first person that they hear it from, it will most likely that they will work with you because they think that, oh, this guy knows something that other people don't, or else why didn't I hear it all this time? That's why they are they think that it's something new, something they never heard before. You are the only person that knows it, and they will most likely work for you. So this is how the teaching fishing and selling on fishing gear works. People are relying on the first information they get. So you should keep that in mind. And the second
Right.
quote
Okay.
I
Okay.
heard was, "See what a man is doing and helping do it." So if you're seeing a man making a table with wood, you can try and help him do that, and in return, he will give you money. That's exactly how getting the clients work. You
This is
see what they're
yeah.
doing with their emails, with their sales pages, with their PSLs, with their YouTube scripts, with their headlines, with their captions and everything, and then you help them do it better. That's how you get the clients. That's the most simplest way I can explain it. See what a man is doing and help them do it better.
All right. You've been wonderful on this show, Amen. We are so glad to have you as our first guest. Hopefully, we get a lot of views so everyone can hear what you've told us today. Cause it's been amazing. I'm
Yeah,
actually
sure,
just
man.
gonna
It's
navigate
it's really been
yeah,
an
bro.
interesting
Every fucking thing.
interesting time talking with you. It's really my first interview. Sorry for my talking skills. First of all, I'm not very great at English. Secondly, I don't really do podcasts all the time, so it's my first time. So hopefully it went well. And it was a fun time talking to everyone, talking to my fellow
Nah, your English is
copywriters.
great, man.
Hope it really helped you guys learn some stuff.
We did learn a
Yeah,
lot.
no worries,
We
man.
learned a
The
lot.
pleasure's all
Yeah,
Thank you for
man,
mine.
we
being on the
appreciate
show.
you coming
Thank
on
you.
this podcast.
All right, that's a
Yeah,
wrap.
man.